Just realized I had my microphone off. Okay. Let me just check all the audio real quick, make sure everything's correct. Okay. So, I'm gonna work on some digital art today. Probably will finish this piece, but I do have another piece set up to start. So, let's get into it. To try to remember where I left off. I think I did the legs last, so I think, why don't we start with the tail? So there's a bit of a gradient there. I need to reshape the tail as well because it's not quite correct. So, how do I want to go about this? I think I'm just going to erase this and try to fix it. Okay, that's too small. Needs to be, I don't even know what shape that is, like teardrop kind of. Three-dimensional. Yeah, something like this. Kind of like flares out from the base. I realize this actually doesn't quite match, but I do like the shape of it. So I think I might just keep it. So I'll add a layer on top of it. Start doing some shading. I think I'm just gonna grab the same color that we've been using. Maybe. Okay. I might actually need to put some more orange in here. Yeah, I don't think that's actually the right color for the shading. Let me grab a color from her nose and see if that is better. It's more of like an orangey red. I need to have the reference picture where I can see it. Alright, so the shading is more prevalent towards the bottom. I think I might need to make this a little bit less strong. Yeah, maybe turn it up a little bit more. I'll turn down my music because I'm afraid you might be able to hear it through the mic. So we're on the tail. I'm going to clean up around the edges and then fade it out. Pretty much the same way I've been shading the rest of this piece. And I'm using multiple strokes so I can undo it easier if I need to. And we'll reduce the opacity a little bit. I might just move the whole tail, like grab it and move it, but I think I'm going to add a highlight to it first. So I'll need a light pink color for that. And it doesn't have all that much of a highlight, so I'm not going to put too much. So I don't mind it, but I think it's too big and its edges are really blurry still. But I think I'm just going to combine tail and then I'm just going to move it. So I think it should be smaller and I probably need to rotate it a little bit too. So I think I'm gonna put it there. I'm just gonna clean up the base of it, make it a little more round, hopefully. Not too much though. Okay, I think I need to move it again, just inward a little bit. Okay, so I think next, just so I don't forget, I'm going to do the shading on the leaves. It's basically darker down here towards the bottom, and then it will be highlighted a little bit at the top. Pretty intuitive. I think I might have a little bit too much shading from the other layers on it, but I'll probably go through and clean that up if I have to. Okay, so the strawberry layer is actually under this white layer. I might be able to move them above. Let's try it. Oh, except for all the strawberry shading is underneath still. Okay, I think it's fine if I just leave it like this. Why don't I just put the green shading above it? That way I don't have to worry about any of these kind of white shadows. White shadows, highlights, whatever you want to call them. Okay, so first I'm going to grab the same color and then pull a darker version of it. Okay, so I'm probably going to color in the bottom leaves fully. Although it doesn't, the shadow doesn't completely cover this leaf, it kind of encircles it like this. And then it's a bit darker towards the base of the strawberry here. I am going to have to add some highlighting to the strawberry, I think, to set it apart from the leaves. Okay, I think that blurted out too much. Not sure if that was blurred out enough. Okay, I think that's better medium ground. Oops. So going in here like this and erasing the little corners of shadows, these little attentions to detail are, I think, going to make your piece better. Because you'll notice when it's zoomed out, the difference. I'm going to fade it out. Oh, I need to erase a little bit here. Okay, that's better. And we'll turn this down a little bit. And let's add some highlights to it as well. It is looking very two-dimensional right now. So I think what I need to do to make the leaves work is I need to make that high contrast along this line where the leaves and the strawberry meet. Okay. I think I'm going to put the layer here. So there's like a little bit of a highlight down here. And I might need to move this down some layers so that it doesn't conflict with the other ones too much. Yeah, I think I definitely will. I think I'm gonna put it below the seeds, but above the other shading. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I hate that. You try to move it down and it just drops it in a random place in your list of layers. It's like seriously not helpful. Yeah, seriously, like that. It just drops it all the way to the bottom. WTF. It's like I have to hand hold it all the way to the bottom and just move it little bits at a time. Get your act together. Yep, there it goes again. Just having a mind of its own. Okay, finally got it to go in the right place. Let's see if it will work or not. So let's add some shadow under this layer. I might actually, not sure if I like that yet. So this will be the shadow. Oh, I need to put it above the other layer. There we go. Probably don't want to fade that one out as much. I think I don't want this shadow to be quite so wide. Now that I'm looking at it zoomed out, it might look better with just that shadow and not that highlight there. Yeah, I think it looks better without the highlight. So I'm gonna leave it like that and just see if it works. Yeah, I like that. It does create a contrast between the strawberry and the leaves. But I should also put a shadow down there. I might need to make this darker too. Probably not fade it so much. I don't know if I like that or not. Yeah, I think I'll keep it because it does help the shadows on the leaves look better. Not sure if there's enough contrast there. But I'm gonna just combine these for now. Okay. I do want to add some glitter to these leaves. And I definitely want to keep this separate from the sparkles on the berry itself. And you definitely don't want it to bleed into the background as well. It's at least not what I'm going for in this piece. So I think I used glow on the other ones. Okay, I think that looks okay for now. So let's move on to the next part. So I still need to put glitter on her arms and legs. I'm not sure if I'm happy with the tie yet. I think the skirt looks good. Okay, why don't we do her body glitter first. So I probably want to put it in the body layer. I think I probably used a very pale pink for it. So let's try that and see if it works. Just want to make sure I can see it too. Okay. So I think if I leave it on glow, then I can see it at least well enough to put it on the rest. And I don't think her tail has any of this sparkle on it, so I'm just going to do the arms and legs and then clean up the edges while I can still see it. Oh, I still need to give her like her little hoof lines. I think I did a pretty good job of not letting it bleed too much anyway. let's get it to match the rest. Let's make it pretty subtle. But I still want to be able to see it. Just want it to match the face. Okay. I'm a little bit worried that unless you look really closely, you're not going to be able to see the sparkles all over her. Ooh, I'm definitely seeing some shadow up here on the other screen. Let me see where that could be. That would probably be the pink shading, so... Where is all the pink? Okay, I should be able to just fix it once I'm done with everything else. I'll just clean up all the edges at once. I am pretty close to being done now, though. Oh, I need to give her the hoof details, and then I think I'll be done. Let's just put it here. I think that should actually be good for that. Just wanna... There. And I will lower the opacity as well. I don't know. I don't think I like that, actually. I think I'm going to take that off. I don't think I'm... Yeah, I'll just leave it like that. I think that looks fine. Okay, so I'll save this real quick. I'm gonna give it a last overlook. Make sure there's nothing huge that I missed. Except for just cleaning up the outline. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Okay, so I just saved. I'm gonna need to combine all the layers now. So I'll get rid of the reference. Oh yeah, you can definitely see along her mouth. There's that outline there, but I'll fix it. All right, I think that's good. Actually, I'm gonna save a separate version, just in case I need to come back and edit it, but then I'll have a finished version where all the layers are combined. Oh shoot, I need to get rid of the reference before I combine all of them. Duh. Oh, and I need to add my signature to it also. I always generally will put that on the top layer. I think we can use hot pink here. Should be fine. And it is August 20. Oh, that looks messy. I think I'm actually going to do a slash. 20. Cool. And that signature is a little bit big, so I think I'm going to move it and just scale it down a little bit. And probably make it not so opaque. I kind of want to have it overlapping her a little bit, maybe. Actually, I think that's good. Okay, I just don't want it to be like drawing your eye to it too much. I think I need to make it smaller. Like just big enough that you can see it if you look close. Okay, I think that's good. Merge all. Save it real quick, and then I'll go through, clean up these edges. I have to be really careful here because it will erase the entire picture if I'm not careful. Okay, and this will also help to sharpen it a little bit. Oof, that is jagged. Ugh, this is tough. Really don't want to erase too much of her face. Still want to make sure I'm paying attention to detail and everything. I would say the biggest thing to know about doing digital art is knowing how to use layers. Because that is actually like one of the biggest tools you use when doing digital art. It's so weird, I can't see that smudge on my screen, but I can see it right here. I can see it on the streaming screen. See if I can, okay, I can see it a little bit actually. Just have to try to use both screens to be able to see it so I can get rid of it. It's hard though because the cursor freezes on the stream when I'm touching the tablet. I can still see it. By the way, if it looks like I'm opening my eyes really wide when I'm looking at like straight forward, it's probably just because the light is shining right in my eyes. Because I have the ring light set up right next to the camera, so. Promise I'm not rolling or anything. Okay, see some more of that unsightly shading up here too. How did I not catch this before? I think let me try to darken the background and see if that helps me be able to see things better. Oh, jeez. Oh my goodness. No. Oh, it's all over. Can you imagine if I had left all of this like chunky white? Oh, this looks terrible. Okay. Note to self, always use a dark background if you are using like white shading like this. Oh my lord. I was not expecting that. Okay. Yeah, always something good to double check. Maybe try setting your background to be like a couple different colors as you draw, and that way you can see if there's going to be any mess ups like this. But it's probably complementary colors that are going to allow you to see it the best. So Merengue is mostly white and pink, so dark green would make sense as a background. Don't want any sharp edges here. I want sharp edges, but no like points from the actual like subject. If that makes sense. Ooh, I erased too much there. I want all the edges to look crisp, but I don't want jagged pieces sticking out. Because the blurry lines, I made the mistake with the last digital piece that I put up, the Pumpkaboo one, because I didn't have enough hard lines, so it looked kind of like a blurry mess. But it really just comes to experimenting with all of the different tools. I think digital art probably has one of the higher like learning curves out of different mediums. Oh, there's a chunk missing out of her ear. It is really weird to be drawing on a tablet but looking up at the screen in front of you. I am getting the hang of it now, though. I can definitely tell now that this piece is almost done that I'm kind of getting the hang of it. Because I think this is more polished than most of the digital art I've done before. There's no outlines. It looks pretty clean for the most part. It's too much. To be like super meticulous here. Okay, let's hunt down the rest of the unwanted shading. Some sparkles down here that are floating off of her. You don't want to make it look like she's wearing too much body glitter and it's just getting everywhere. I want to make it look more like she rolled in sugar or something and it just stuck to her. Now I'm imagining Merengue in Katy Perry's music video for Bon Appetit. Just have to be really careful in these little, like, corners here. Oof. Really noticing this jagged line here. But I'm like really close to being done already. And I can't pull up the layers anymore. So I'm going to leave it and then come back to it and see if it looks okay when it's zoomed out. And like just this part alone is kind of a lot of work. Oh no. Erase half her head by accident. Okay. So just have like this little corner of the drawing left, or the painting. I'm just gonna switch my music real quick. I'm gonna listen to some Vivaldi. I am listening to Vivaldi right now, but the song is a little bit too slow. Can I just play what's popular? Probably. I mostly want to just listen to like the more well-known ones. Like the songs that I would recognize. Of course, I don't know the names for any of them. Okay, I'll just leave this. Alright, back to erase. Erasing. Does all Vivaldi have singing in it? I know it doesn't, but why does this song? Oh, actually, you know what I would love to listen to right now? Like, violin covers of game soundtracks. I think there's a violin gamer. Okay, I'm also down for Zelda music, played on violin. As much as I love Breath of the Wild, I definitely don't think it has the best soundtrack out of all the Zelda games. I think Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time have that still. Twilight Princess also has a good soundtrack. Alright, nice clean edges. Now, just this area, it looks like. Oh, there is too much of the strawberry there. There's so much shading that I missed cleaning up, but that's why we're doing it now. I guess that explains why my edges were not looking sharp before. I just couldn't see the shading very well. It also doesn't help that I have, like, the screen of my TV is kind of dirty. What song is this? Oh, I haven't played Mario Odyssey yet, so that's why I didn't recognize it. I've heard that it's really good, though. I just find that I get kind of bored playing Mario games a lot of the time. Like, I never finished Mario 64 because I thought it just got kind of boring. Same with Super Mario Sunshine. Only played a little bit of it. Okay, so I think the edges are all pretty clean now. I think I want to fix down here. Let's make this a little bit neater looking. Just don't erase too much. Yeah, it looks like it's just the pink sticking out under the skirt a little bit here. Okay, that looks better. Well, I think that might be it for Merengue. Let me save. Actually, I'm gonna crop this. Background transparent. And I will also save it as a PDF, or not PDF, PNG. So this will be Merengue 01 complete. PNG. You could also save it as like a JPEG or something. I usually just save it for any kind of file type that's easy to read for a lot of programs. But anyway, there you have it. Merengue from Animal Crossing New Horizons. Got her as close to looking realistic as I could. I am seeing a couple mess ups down here now that I'm really looking at it. Oh man. I am actually noticing a lot of mess ups. Oh my gosh, what is that? She has black marks all over her face. Where did that come from? I thought that was just like the marks on my TV screen. Crap. Okay. Thought I was done, but let's go in with some emergency not Photoshop, airbrush. We'll pretend like we're airbrushing on her makeup. Okay, I don't know if this will actually work or not, but we're gonna try it. Because I put a lot of work into this piece. I like it to look presentable. I might have to redo her sparkles too. It's like all this random dark shading just showed up on her face. I have no idea where it came from. I think this kind of messes with the shading though. I don't know if I'll keep the airbrush. Well, you definitely don't notice those dark marks as much. Oh, her eye does not look very good though. me just try something. Okay, this is definitely not what I expected to be doing. So copy paste. Oh no, wrong layer. Dang it. I can't do anything right. Okay. I just want to try to place the same eye above the airbrush. That looks so bad. Okay, I really don't want to lose these details. It's like I just need it to cover up those ugly marks. It really does mess with the shading though. Yeah, there's one of those dark lines up here. Shoot. I should actually be using the hard eraser down here, but I think it's okay. Okay, I think that's just gonna ruin the picture actually. So conflicted. Because you can really notice those stripes all over her face. Ah, man, that just looks bad. I don't know how that happened. It's like hard eraser marks going straight through her face. Okay, let me try something. Let me see if I can just blur them out. This sounds like Pokemon. Yeah, it is. It's hard though because I can't see the smudges on my main screen. I also can't tell if this blur tool is actually making it look better or not. It's like it makes literally no difference. Okay, I think I'm just gonna be done with this. Just gonna leave her the stripy face and all. Oh, I see. It's the background. It's because her face is partially transparent. Gosh darn it. Okay. Why don't we pick a good background color then that you won't see through it? Still see some of the marks down here, but it's not nearly as bad. Why don't I try to put like an outline around her or something? Okay, yeah, you don't notice it nearly as much when it's pink. So I think I'm gonna put a white outline around her real quick. I need something hard pen though to do that with. We'll need to put it under this layer. Okay, so in the future I just need to be really careful about making things too transparent probably. Actually, I could also do a dark outline and then make the background white. Let's just see how this looks first. I think she might have too much white on her for me to do a white outline. Just too much of her is going to blend into the background that way. Yeah. Let's make this like a very light pink. And then we'll put a little bit of a darker outline around her, maybe. Let's see, why don't we use this color but darker? Okay, let's try that. Just to make her really stand out from the background. See, it's all a learning experience. Seeing in real time, me figuring out how to use this digital art thing. Yeah, the transparency is your best friend and your enemy. So I can either clean up this outline and make it look very smooth, or I can blur it out. I think I'm going to try making it blurred out first, and then if that doesn't look how I want it to, I will make it a clean outline. But it will be easier if I blur it out. I just don't want it to be showing through her face. Like, that's the whole point of it. Okay, I'm just gonna erase a little bit from near her face because I don't want it to be quite so thick here. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, I don't think that looks bad. I might actually just blur it out. Do this really strong. Make it like an aura. Yeah, I think that solves the problem a little bit. Kind of want to change the background and just make it so it's not like her exact skin color. Make it really pale. Here, now it's like almost white. Okay, so no transparent background for this one. I don't think it's gonna be possible. I mean, I could probably paint some light pink under it and then do a transparent background, but I think I'm pretty much done. Like, I don't really want to work on this piece too much more. So I think we're gonna save this and be done. All right, so finally done. Solved our little hiccups, I think. So let's pull up. This is one that I started yesterday. This is my sketch of it. It's supposed to be like Octavian and then my villager riding a rocket ship. But my villager looks scary AF. So I might just draw Octavian riding his little rocket ship. That actually sounds better. Okay. I think I'm going to make the sketch bigger because I'm going to be drawing on top of it probably. Get this started. So this is like his base skin color, basically. I've only drawn Octavian once, and it was with colored pencils. It didn't turn out that nice, but we'll try to make this one better. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna do his whole body red. He's gonna have one of his tentacles holding on. That arm's way too long, but I'll fix it. So their legs should be like hanging on, basically. What is this from? Oh, Mario Galaxy. Obviously he has more tentacles, you just can't see all of them. This one is going to be a lot more like free-handing than the last one I did. Oops. Definitely gonna have to clean up these edges later. More than I am now. So I'm basically just gonna like block out the different colors for this piece. So let's put in this color. And we'll grab his cheek color. Okay, and then we'll give him white for his eyes. I'm gonna draw the full circles at first, but then I'll come back and erase. Ooh, that looks creepy. Yeah, that looks super weird right now. I think I'll have to just do at least an outline for his forehead. But I'm gonna block out his shirt first, I think. And I'll probably just use like this dark brown color. Okay. So that's like where the sleeve will be. This is like his classic gold t-shirt. Not that the t-shirt is gold, it just says gold on it. It looks so weird. Alright, I'll just start cleaning up like piece by piece. So I want these to like be actually like round. Oops. Doesn't have to look perfect. I'm just trying to get the right, like, clean lines and everything. I think I'm gonna clean up his head shape too. Let me try this. What is this song from? Oh, Final Fantasy 15. I haven't played that one yet. Okay, his head shape is starting to come together a little bit better now. Okay, got to do something about his creepy face so I can bear to look at it. Let's give him his grumpy brow. And I'll definitely have to like taper those lines. Oh, that's a bad angle. Okay, I'm gonna just freehand it first and then draw over it. I'll also have to make it like a dark red color, not black. Maybe not cover his entire eye. Okay. This probably is not dark enough. Okay, and then I'm gonna erase. What is this? Hello. Alright, this way his face will start actually like coming together. There. Now he's got his grumpy eyes a little bit better. I like the song. I'm surprised I haven't heard it before. Probably just have to like move his mouth completely to put it in the right spot. There, he's starting to look grumpy. I don't think his eyes are the right shape. I don't need to obsess over this too much right now, but I do want to make it at least nice to look at. Pretty much I just want to make them like the same size and shape. Yeah, that doesn't look right. Okay, I'm just gonna make... Oh, I didn't even draw that onto the right layer, of course. Okay. So we can see what we're doing. Okay, I think I'm gonna do his eyes this way. I need the color palette to go back, though. Because right now, sometimes it seems like it gets stuck on the background palette. It's like, come on. Okay. So I'm just going to draw his eyes this way. That way I can make them look neat and uniform and everything. Okay, I need to do that on a separate layer. There we go. Find that, get rid of these, and okay, I think I actually didn't do the pupils big enough, so I'll need to make a separate layer for that. Let's make his eyes bigger. They almost take up his entire eye. Okay, that's too big. Oh, Gourmet Race. I was like, I totally recognize that song. Okay, I think his pupils are still too big. Let's try that again. No, I pasted Merengue's eye on by accident. Okay, I don't think that looks right either. Let me just try to erase where his brow is going to be and see if that makes it look right. Well, it doesn't look too weird. It just looks like he's very intense, or like he just took some LSD or something, so his pupils are super dilated. But let me... I'll draw like a circle for his cheek, so that way I know exactly the shape to take away so it goes over his eye a little bit. So just a basic circle, fill it in. We'll need to put that on both sides. I realize it is over the orange right now, but we'll be fixing it. Okay. And then I'll clean... Actually, I'll need to clean up this side probably. Yeah, I think that orange circle needs to be more neat. So I think I'm actually just going to steal the color and then get rid of it. Put just like an actual circle. And then I'll blur out the edges of it. But it basically will go right in his little cheek. And I also need to make sure I do it on both sides. I know I'm definitely going to have to fix his mouth because that's what's making this piece look really weird. It's fine for now though. Okay. Just do like a very soft blur. There we go. That looks fine. You can buy these. Duplicate that. Just want to try to make it look same as the other side, really. Oof, too much. Well, the fact that Octavian is made up of a bunch of round shapes makes it easier, because I can use the circle tool a lot. I know his body looks like a mess right now. Okay, so I'm gonna fix his mouth next, because that is kind of annoying me. Just want to make sure I have the right color. Oops. Should not use the blur tool for that. So we'll start all the shading and everything after I've blocked out exactly where I want all of his different like features to go. Ah! Actually, I need to move the whole screen. I guess I can get rid of my villager's picture because I'm not actually going to use it. Maybe I will. I don't know. I don't know where this piece is going to go. Okay, let's make a dark hole for his mouth. So this circle basically takes up almost the same amount of space as the pink circle. Not quite, though. I'm going to need to add some dimension to it as well. Thinking I should actually just... his head isn't a perfect circle, so maybe I can just keep it like this shape. I also think his cheeks need a little bit of yellow in them, so I might do a yellow layer over it. But I think I should block out where his shirt is going to go. I don't think this layer is actually being used for anything, so I guess I'll just use it for this. So I think I'm just going to outline it and then fill it in. And then I can adjust it as I need. I think I'm going to need to adjust his arm though, because his shoulder should be like up here. And then his tentacle will go down like that. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't have. I think his brow needs to be a little bit thicker. Let's see if I can... Okay, his eyes are going to need some help, but I want to fill in his shirt first. I don't think his arm is going to be that long when I'm done, but for now it's fine. Actually, his shirt will probably need to flare out in the back to make space for this other tentacle. This doesn't have to look perfect for now because I'm still gonna have to edit a lot. What is this song from? Is this Undertale? Yeah. I still haven't played that one either, so not super familiar with that song. Well, I think he's starting to look like Octavian now. Arms and legs are just a mess. Okay, I'm gonna do an outline of where I... like the final placement for his arms. And his tentacles are gonna be two-toned, so I'll need to have a couple different layers for it. Probably should have the spaceship outline up, so I know where all of his arms and legs will need to cling. To make sure I'm getting him either not enough legs to be the total amount of legs an octopus has, or just the right amount, but not too many. If I put less, then it's like there might be more that you just aren't seeing, but if you put too many, then it's obvious that you messed up. Okay, this arm should be like that. Let's see where the spaceship is. Okay. I'm gonna make that outline a little bit more opaque so I can see what I'm doing. Basically, I'm just trying to get the red to match where the outlines are. Okay, let's see how that looks without this outline. Need some cleanup, for sure. I just don't want him to have like a bunch of outlines. So I might need to go through and just do this on top of this layer. Just want to make sure these edges are really clean. Definitely don't want any soft lines on the outside. So depending on how this goes, I might draw my villager too. I just want this piece to be a little bit more than like a copy of a reference picture. Okay, I think this spot needs to be like this. I'm putting that on the wrong layer. Okay, I don't think that looks bad. This line is too blurry though. I need a bigger eraser. Ah, wrong layer. Gosh darn it. Okay, too skinny. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. So definitely need to keep an eye out for the opacity, because I'm seeing little spots. Ooh, the song that's playing is Halloween Town song from Nightmare Before Christmas, played on violin. Makes me want to play Kingdom Hearts and start setting up for Halloween. Too much. Okay, the hem of his t-shirt needs some help. Of course, all of this can be cleaned up more once I start shading it and everything. I'm not like totally happy with the shape of his head. I might need to like move his face down or something. It's almost like more like an oval shape than a circle. Let me just play around with this and see if I can make it look a little better. It's almost like it tapers a little bit towards the top. It should be like flat on the top. Obviously that's way too much. You can just tell this should be like a little bit not so wide. Now I'm erasing way too much again. He's gonna like have a big dent in his head. Just trying to be really careful. Not erase too much. I think that's still way too much. Okay, I'll leave that spot where it is. Okay, I'm gonna combine these so I can edit this a little bit. Come on, close. I do like that a little bit better. Oops. I just don't want to erase too much here. I do think this needs to go in though. See if I can keep this like a smooth line. Okay, I think that does look better. Once you can see the shading that separates his neck from his head, I think that will make it look better too. I'm gonna fix his eyes a little bit so they don't overlap his brow. Can't. Okay, so it's just not gonna erase. Oh, that's because that's the layer for his mouth hole. Okay. Just gonna put on a specific song real quick. Actually, I have it on a playlist. It's just a Kingdom Hearts song that I want to listen to that is played on violin. Actually, I'll just play this whole playlist. Here. Some Kingdom Hearts soundtrack. No. Okay, so that's like the basic, like, block outline for him. I'm gonna block out the spaceship as well before I start the shading. I'm just gonna put this all in one folder just to make it easy to keep track of. And then I'll do another one for his UFO. So I'll need this. Actually, I think I'm gonna move. Let's try moving this down here. So it's kind of like a slate blue color. Probably just steal it from here. That's like the highlight color. Okay, this is a good starting color, I think. Okay, so this is, it's fine if it's a little bit messy looking at first. Okay, and then I'm gonna fill it in. Oh no, I put it on the same layer. Dang it, I keep doing that. It needs to be on a separate layer from that. I was like, why is it so see-through? Okay. It's a very basic outline. Now I'll probably, yeah, it's fine. I'm not gonna clean up the edges yet. Just want to get rid of this spot and probably right here. I almost want to like paint his whole house interior, but I'll probably just stick with the UFO for now. Okay, and I will be moving all of this to the same folder eventually. Okay, this really only has like 2 base colors on it. Those should probably actually be... yeah, I'm gonna make those with the circle tool. And I should be able to just distort it to make it the right shape if I need to. So the one in the middle will probably be like a proper circle shape. And then this one, dang it. Don't need Merengue's eye from the last piece. Okay. So this one, since it's on the side, it'll probably be like a little bit distorted that way. Maybe rotate it a little bit. It's kind of more like an egg shape. I'm gonna move it over a little bit though. Yeah, I don't think you want to make them all like perfect circles because you want to give the illusion that the lights are going around this like circular part of the spaceship. So I will make another one of these. This one's kind of the same thing, like stretched up a little bit. And then rotate it, make it a little bit smaller because it's on the opposite side. I'm gonna make this one a little bit smaller so it looks like the back, it's like wrapping around the back basically. Okay. I think I'm gonna combine these onto the same layer. Yeah. Well, I think he looks cute so far. It's very basic 2-dimensional digital painting. I'll need to put the emblem on his shirt too, and I think next I'm gonna block out. Yeah, I didn't do the light pink parts of his tentacles, so do that. I'm gonna move these in here. Okay, so I need that pink color. I guess it's probably about the same color as his mouth. Actually, I don't want that much pink on his arm to be showing. It's basically like the suction cups are on the bottom because he's hanging on to the UFO. Might not even go all the way up his arm, so that way it looks like his arm is turned, kind of. And then probably you wouldn't see the suction cups all the way on the bottom, because these are all going to be basically like flat against the surface of the spaceship. And then this one, it's probably facing away, so the suction cups would be on the bottom and you wouldn't see them. I almost want to like blur this out, but I don't think that's the right thing to do here. Oof. There. Make it like kind of a subtle fade. It's still making it a little bit too blurry. Oof, there's way too much there. Okay, so that's kind of making it look like it's like his tentacle is turned there too. I really need to clean up this edge. I don't like that. Oh, dang it. Make the eraser a little bit smaller. Okay, I think that looks better. Clean up this edge too. I'm just gonna fill in the UFO a little bit more and make it look nicer. Just these like jagged edges. Oh, wrong color, obviously. So I want this to be like a straight line, basically. Because this is a very, like, geometric, like, artificial shape. Oops. Oh, dang it. That looks like a pretty nice shape. Too much there. I should probably fill in these lines before I start trying to clean up and erase. Trying to make this look very like straight line. I know I can use the ruler, but I'd rather not. Oh man, I keep erasing too much. Okay, I'm gonna use the ruler and see if that helps. So basically I'm putting it at like the 2 points that I want to make the straight line basically. And then if I go in with the eraser, I think the eraser is just too big, but it is making that clean line. Let's move this up a little bit. Okay, I think it's just erasing too much now. I don't know if this is gonna work. Oh no. It's a fly in my face, and then I almost knocked the mic off the desk. I'm not sure if this is the right shape yet. Yeah, it doesn't look bad, but I think the bottom is not quite even. Just gonna fill this in a bit and then clean up the line. It's still looking pretty jagged. It's a lot easier to see on the other screen. Okay. Don't want this to be rotated. Are there any other details that I'm missing? Okay. It's basically just line work on the UFO and then, yeah, feel like the shape of his t-shirt looks kind of weird. But I think it'll be easier to see once I start shading. And I definitely want to start shading Octavian first, because that way if it starts like really not turning out, I won't have wasted all the time doing the spaceship first. Okay, just saved. Okay, so let's start shading him. Start making this look better. A better drawing. I think his mouth shape is too big now that I'm looking at it. Okay, I think that looks... I think it looks a little bit better. Just need to have the right placement. I think it should still be in the middle. Yeah, that looks better. His eye is still like overlapping his eyebrow. So I think I want to start with the shading of his head. Like a darker red-orange kind of color. To make sure I do a new layer and everything. I'm going to put it right above the base layer. Okay. So the light source, I think... Where do I want the light source to be? These 3 lights on his spaceship are going to need to be reflected too, but just to start. I think the light source might be above him like it is in this picture. Yeah, let's just say that. It's like just above him. So that means the shadow is going to be like this. Bottom side of his face. I'll definitely have to give his mouth like its own little like tube kind of thing, but let's start this first. Actually, let's hold off on the shading, and yeah, I actually do want to fix that first. So this shape or this color might actually work. I basically just want to make this look like his mouth is coming from like a little tube. Yeah, I think that looks better. Need to make sure it's actually filled in though. That way it looks like it's not just like a flat hole on his face. Okay, let's get back to the shading. I don't think that's going to be enough. I think he's already starting to pop more. He's not like super two-dimensional now. I need to be careful there. I'm gonna give his like crew neck area like its own shading. Okay, let's lower that. Okay, I think I might need to do more shading up this side of his face too. Oh, I need to combine those red circles. How do I want to go about this? I basically, okay. Let me just go in and erase the white. Just real quick. Oh, wrong layer. I want to combine this with the other red layer. Did that annoying thing where it just throws it to the very bottom of the list. Stop. Stupid thing. There it goes again. It's like I just need to move it a little bit. Oh my god. This is like the most annoying thing ever. Like, I'll just go straight to the bottom just to mess with you. To hand hold it and move it layer by layer. So there it goes again. Like that alone makes me just want to like burn this program and never use it again. Finally, jeez. Okay, so this is going to be the other shading layer. So probably not too much going up this side. Okay, yeah, I think that looks better. And his head is, I'm guessing it's the same like kind of rubbery texture as like an actual octopus, so that's why he has like a little shine on his head. But there needs to be some highlight as well. Just like going with a lighter bit of that. So I probably want to make this pretty subtle, because there needs to be like a hard shine as well. Okay, that's probably good. Okay, let's give him that hard like head shine. Put it here because that's like the opposite side from where the darkest of the shadows are. Just gonna fade it out a little bit. Might actually want to do it more than that. I think that, yeah, that's too much now. Too much again. It's like I almost want to leave it as it is. That's probably fine. I think I'm just gonna move it though. Rotate it a little bit. I don't know. Here, maybe? Here? It should probably be like this side of his head, right? There. Pretty close to the top. Okay. That's probably fine. And this is probably going to be a good place for me to wrap up for today. So this is how far we made it on Octavian today. I'm going to be back on... let me check my schedule. Okay, so I will be back on tomorrow at 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Probably going to be gaming for the first 2 hours, take an hour break, come back and do some art for another 2 hours. So thanks so much for watching the stream. Had a pretty good time today, and I will see you next time.